So we'd like to request everyone to settle down, and for those who are still at the hallway, may we call you on the hall so we could start our activity, our program. Meron. Magandang Jensen! Ayan. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of our regional dialogue. So let us have a roll call. So please raise your hands na lang and say hi to those around you. Where is Region 11? Participants from Region 11? There they are. From Region 12? Ayan. From Region 13. Wala bang clap sa ibang ano? Ayan. Gising na sila. From the autonomous regions of Muslim Mindanao. Ayan. So welcome everyone. We had a full day yesterday, yes? And we had meaningful conversations. To give us a recap on what transpired yesterday because of the so many things that were happening, no? And then I hope everyone has realized that open is good for everyone. So to give us a recap, we have with us the lead of the OGP Non-Government Secretariat at Code NGO. She is the Advocacy Officer of Code NGO. So a round of applause, please, for Ms. Marife Del Mundo.
Magandang Jensen. Isa pa ulit. Magandang Jensen. Okay, good morning to all of you. I'm tasked to provide the recap of yesterday's activity. I'm sure everyone will agree with me when I say that we had a very fruitful and meaningful discussions yesterday. We started with the discussion on the framework of the non-government participation, the open government partnership, and the participatory governance cluster. Then selected platforms for participation were presented, such as the support for local governance program of the DILG, the 8888 hotlines spearheaded by the OCS, and the FOI program initiated by the PCOO. And to meaningfully engage the civil society sector, one must understand their capacity and willingness to participate. In this regard, we were presented with the result of the 2016 Philippine Civil Society Organization Sustainability Index. Yesterday, we were very fortunate to be joined by the two cabinet secretaries, Secretary Jokno of DBM, and the Secretary Vasco of OCS, who are pillars of open and participatory governance. We'll also engage in a meaningful dialogues with the national government champions through open forum and the local government champions through the LGU Talakayan. Finally, our inputs were gathered through workshops for the Participatory Governance Cluster Roadmap Phase 2, proposed initiatives and the possible themes for OGP sub-national commitment, and the instructive industries transparency initiatives. Flash on the screen are the summarized outputs from the workshop on the themes for the OGP and sub-national commitments. These are the outputs from Region 11. And then we have from Region 12, non-government sector. So if you will see, there's a lot of CSO participation in the local governance processes, and also they want to localize the CPA, and of course, the ADM. And then we have also from Region ARM, Region 13, sorry, and the ARM. And of course, we have also workshop outputs from the local government units. So, receipt of participatory planning and budgeting, financial management, and transparency. Given the diversity of our participants in this dialogue, our discussion ranged from constructive to critical, humorous to intense, and to out of the box, and other adjectives that you may want to add. But still, we end the discussion with a smile and a positive hope that at the end of the day, we all have the same goal of a better, vibrant, and resilient Philippines. So we hope that for today's we will be as engaged and as active as yesterday. Thank you at magandang Jansan to all of you.
Thank you, Ms. Marife Del Mundo. Yesterday was the OGP and PGC Day. Today, we are focusing on one aspect of governance where openness and participation is imperative. I am talking about public finance, that is government revenue and expenditure or budget. To provide us with an overview of today's sessions on tax reform and the national budget, we have with us the President of the Jensen Chamber of Commerce and Industry. A round of applause, please, for Mr. Elmer Catulpos.
Magandang Jansan. Morning, everyone. Allow me to welcome my colleagues from the business community, specifically the PCCI local chamber members who have joined us for the tax reform part of our two-day program. We had enlightening presentations and fruitful discussions yesterday. Today, our agenda is even more significant because the topics are critical building blocks to our call for sustainable and inclusive growth, national budget, and tax reform programs. Mindanao is the second largest island in the country. It is a land that holds a lot of promise. And in recent years, our island has been building on this promise, and fast at that. In 2015, Mindanao contributed 14.4% to the country's GDP, with 3 of the 6 regions fostering faster local economic expansions, including Davao, or Region 11, which had the highest surge at 9.4%. Mindanao is emerging as a strong force. The Mindanaoans have transformed the region into an economy that is ripe for the picking. Strategically located in the East Asian Economic Corridor and with the roll-on, roll-off, or RORO that will initially link Davao and General Santos City with Bitong, Indonesia, we expect further opportunities to unlock, and we are optimistic that this will happen. A crucial component of the tax reform agenda is the Build program, roads and bridges that will connect the islands in the country, airports and seaports that can accommodate cargoes, and the expected influx of foreign and local tourists, ICT, and telecommunications services that will make it easier for us to access regional and local markets. These are the projects that will make Mindanao even more viable as an investment destination. But for this to happen, the funds generated from the tax reform measures must be efficiently allocated to such projects that have economic benefits across all sectors that will build on the competitive edge of localities, thereby contributing to the expansion of the local economy. This is where we see the critical interface of the tax and budget reforms and open and participatory governance program. The government and the involvement of civil society and the business sector is important not only for the purposes of transparency and accountability, but also because we have a unique perspective on infrastructure and connectivity requirements that drive local economy. In addition, we understand the pulse of the local people who only want to see that their money as taxpayers flow back to them in the form of better public services and utility. Backed by the promise of better take-home pay resulting from cuts made in personal income taxes and increased collection from the expansion of VAT and excise taxes, the first package of the reforms under the Comprehensive Tax Reform Program has been passed in December last year. Just how much Package 1 will impact on our pockets as consumers and as business people is just one among many questions that we would like answered in today's forum. We also aim to understand where the additional revenue coming from these taxes will go and what are in store for us in the next package of reform, which will touch on corporate income tax and the modernization of fiscal incentives. Underlying these concerns is the foremost question: how will these reform measures expand our economy and improve our lives? Ladies and gentlemen, today promises to be an interesting session. I hope that you have come here prepared to have a productive interaction with our resource speakers. Let us all take this opportunity as we dialogue with the experts and proponents themselves to clarify, raise our concerns, and submit recommendations which may be able to further refine the provisions of the proposed measures. Maraming salamat. Magandang Jansan.
Thank you, Mr. Catulpos, the President.